Hey there friends, thanks for checking in. This video has to do with trading guns and some of the concerns you may have if you decide to trade your gun. A while back I traded for this HKP30. I really wanted an HKP30. I traded my SIG P239. Found a guy who really wanted that SIG and we decided to meet up and it was a fair deal. Both walked away happy and it was a good trade. That can happen, but one of the things that prevents good fair trades are unrealistic expectations. And here's a good example. Here's a CZ P07 Duty. You can see that it's Cerakoted green, does have some grips on there, polished barrel. In my eyes, this is worth more than a regular, standard CZ P07 Duty. But if somebody's looking for a CZ P07 Duty and I say, well look, it has all these extras on it, they're not going to appreciate it as much as you do. They don't care about the additions. They're looking for a CZ, so the value that you hold with this gun may not be the value that they're willing to pay or trade for. And you really have to watch their side too. Oftentimes they'll say, hey look, I have all these additional things and therefore it's worth this much. Well, it may be in their eyes, but don't get caught up into that. Don't start researching, well, they put an extended slide stop on there, so how much is that worth? And how much is this worth? And is it worth it for me? You know what? If they're not going to be realistic about it, don't even bother. Another thing we need to understand is that if you're looking for a real good deal, you're probably not going to find a good trade deal at a gun store. They're in the business to make money. I cannot tell you how many times I watched somebody put a used case up on the counter. They may have even bought the gun at that very store 2 months prior for $600, and the guy looks at it and says, I could just give you $350 for it. And the reaction's priceless. They go, well, I paid $600 for it. You cannot expect to get what you paid for it at a gun store. Now, you may do better at a private sale or a trade, but the gun store is in the business to make money. They really don't want to do trades. They want to do sales. They want to sell their guns, their ammo, their accessories, their range time. That's where the money is for them, and that's where their motivation is. It's not for giving you a great deal on a used gun that you're trying to trade with them. Another thing that we have to watch for is if you're discounting a gun because you're looking for a quick sale and somebody wants to trade you, they will take your discounted price and try to trade their gun at the MSRP price. This happens all the time, especially with Glock guys. They pay $5 1/4 for a Gen 4 Glock and they say, well, this Glock, it's only 2 years old and it's worth $500. No, it's not. Here's a good example of this. I paid $4 1/4 for this shield a couple years ago. Back when that was a good deal a couple years ago. Now you can get them new for $350. So for me to expect somebody to say, hey, that's worth $4 1/4 is unrealistic. It's not true. It's not worth that much. Brand new, you can get that gun for the amount of $350 or less. I paid $4 1/4. But oftentimes what people will do is say, hey, this is worth $4 1/4. Yours is worth X amount of money. Let's make a deal. You really have to watch that. People do that all the time. They will take the high end of their gun, the low end of yours, and try to get you to either add cash, add ammo, especially rifle guys. You got to be careful in trading a rifle. People say, well, does that come with a case? How many rounds of ammo are you willing to add with that? Are you going to throw in that optic too? Because, what I'm trading is really, really good. Try to avoid that trap if you can, and it is a trap. When they want you to keep adding cash, ammo, other accessories, you know what? Unless it's a great deal, just walk away. Another thing that I personally do, if I really want the gun and I'm willing to trade something for it, the cash on cash value seems to leave my mind. I say, you know what? I may not be getting the best end of this deal, but I want that gun. And so therefore, I'm going to go ahead and make this trade. And sometimes I just say, who cares on the cash on cash value? At times, I know this goes against some of the things I said earlier, but if they have what you want, I've gotten the weaker end of trades before because I really wanted that gun. So to me, it was worth it. And other times I say, you know what? I'm not interested in this, but if I really want it, I don't worry about it. You know why? Because I want it. And I have some guy that's willing to trade, and that to me is a good trade deal. And if you like videos like this, please subscribe and share. I always appreciate the thumbs up button. Thanks for watching, and you guys be safe.